And I hit the freaking start already.
Yeah, I want people to see this stuff. Look at that.
That's only the 19th time you played that song this year.
Yeah. Oh, you're in for a great show.
I got to plug my light in.
We've already started arguing. And I'm sitting there going, Frank, let's start the show.
Well, for a change, you got to let me talk tonight.
You jump in. I can't talk. You jump in and jump and scream at me. And that's what Detect America needs to see is the shit I got to deal with. And they wonder why I'm nuts.
I don't wonder.
They wonder why I'm not talking to Detect America tonight. I think we're going to have a good show because I think we're going to have problems in the house. My detecting friend Ron DeGhetto. and then the other square is the lunatic that I got to deal with whenever he drives.
There's a reason I'm on the top square.
Now.
Because I set the show up.
Yeah, because he sets the show up. Listen, I got to get right into this because I'm telling you people, you don't know what goes on in the beginning of the show. All right. Oh, that's him. See, look, Prevagen. Take your Prevagen. We're doing a show.
I can't tell the person calling me from the spam number that we're doing a show.
Yes, you can. You can answer and say, I'm doing a show. Sucker. I'm doing a show, sucker. All right, so we are in this heated debate, and I'm just going to roll with it. I'm just going to go with it. Yes, over the weekend, first off, everybody saw I hunted with Frank and Brian Monroe. We had a great time. Then Sunday, Frank couldn't make detecting, and Ronnie came down, and we went out detecting. Now, Ronnie has been trying out the Deus 2, okay? And he's just beginning with it. So, interesting. I got to see it live, okay? Now, I was there. Now, mind you, when this argument starts, Frank was not there.
When this argument starts, you're going to be surprised what I'm arguing.
You were eating meatloaf somewhere, okay? You were eating meatloaf. Now, Frank cannot understand because I got to tell you something. I don't ever talk depth about a machine. You'll never hear me talk about depth. Well, what I saw out of this Deus 2 was neat, incredible. I saw this thing.
Wait, Rodney, how deep?
Yes.
Just give me a depth. How deep?
You don't believe me?
Well, you didn't tell me. You just go, it's deep. I said, how deep? Deep.
I said about 18 inches. The coin was down there, but we were double scooping to get some of the stuff out. He was taking a scoop. Then right behind it, I had to take a scoop.
Because the hole was
like
filling.
maniacs.
You're probably it's probably stuck in the side, Steven. You don't know how to do that with your machine.
No.
See?
Here. Let me elaborate a little bit. I worked with John Pacello a lot on the settings and stuff, and he was saying, go on the high side of the low tide where it's packed sand.
Yeah.
All right. So now I would go up there, and I would go back and forth until I got a target swing, of course, and then I would get a signal. I mean, not blasting, but a faint signal.
Right.
Not faint, but a decent signal.
No,
right?
They were solid signals, Ron.
Yeah, they were solid, repeatable signals.
Yeah, solid tone.
But ID numbers wouldn't come up because it was a deep target, like
all
machines.
Right.
So in the hard packed sand, high above the waterline, I took 2 T-Rex scoops. They're 11-inch. They're 11-inch depth. I took 2 scoops, and I at the bottom of the hole, I took the loose sand onto the second scoop, and it was about 14 inches on the penny.
But
now
this is what Frank can't comprehend.
No, you're wrong. I believe that. I don't have any problem believing that a metal detector can do that. I have a problem believing that the CTX was getting no signal. I have to
Nothing.
believe it's operator error. because I know-
Operator error, my ass. Operator, you have no right to say operator error on that. You're full of shit, okay? And you're telling me I didn't see what I saw. Nothing.
No,
Okay.
but I believe Ronnie.
Nothing.
I believe Ronnie.
Nothing.
I have
you
a
believe
calendar
Ron?
here.
Huh?
We're gonna we've got to get together, go to the beach. So we need to pick a day. Summer's just about over.
You see,
And,
but the problem is
and we'll-
Steve wants to argue that I don't think that Deus 2 can do that. And that's not what I'm saying.
No, you didn't even give me a chance to say anything because you start to jumping and screaming. I'm not saying that you didn't believe the Deus 2 could do that. No, you were saying that you couldn't believe the CTX couldn't hear it.
That's
what
right.
you-
I still don't believe it.
Well, it happened. Okay, I saw it. It happened.
Well, I'm sure it happened, but I'm sure it has something to do with the mode you were running. If
Bullshit.
you block out certain things, you're not going to hear certain things.
I didn't block nothing out.
No, but you were running a mode.
No, I was open.
But
What do you
listen,
mean running a
the
mode? Everyone runs a mode.
I run every day. There's crap down deep that I don't pick up because I don't want to hear it.
No. See, you're not giving me enough credibility. You need to believe my story.
Listen,
You're very
I
antagonistic.
believe that you believe.
You're very antagonistic.
I believe that you believe your story. That's enough.
I'm telling you what I saw. I saw that it was a $10 Mexican peso, bigger than a quarter, was way down there. The CTX heard nothing, and the Deus 2 heard it as clear as a bell.
I will go head to head with you and the Deus 2 on my CTX any day of the week.
Why is it got to be?
And I'm not saying that the Deus 2 can't do it. Listen, the way I firmly believe that the Deus 2, if you're on a beach and you've got a good machine and you've got good settings, you're gonna pound targets deep because sand is the perfect medium. But when you have a machine that routinely picks 18 and 20 and 23.5-inch coins up, and you're telling me it didn't make a beep, I gotta believe you had a setting that was not hearing it. Because I know what that machine can do as well.
Open screen, buddy. Open screen.
Don't believe
Well, anyway,
Open screen.
I was impressed.
Not
I mean,
anyway.
now-
Wait.
Great.
I'm not done arguing. with you. You
Listen,
don't stop
Ronnie
me when
knows.
I'm arguing.
Ronnie knows. It's okay.
Dude,
Don't worry about it.
first off,
Granted.
you got
Go
dementia.
ahead.
Okay. And I'm telling you, when you see this machine, listen, I was amazed. It's not easy to amaze me. And I'm just telling you, you're gonna wind up seeing it and you're gonna be like, oh my God, that's cool.
Listen,
That's all I'm saying.
I'm going to bring out my Omega 6000 now. I'm going to clean that beach up.
You don't know. Listen, first off, Mr. Magoo, okay? You were on a beach the other day with detectors with no headphones, and you didn't even know. You couldn't even hear a goddamn thing.
That's what does my loss of hearing have to do with the freaking anything at all?
You lose your hearing, your memory. You drive like a goddamn snail. I'm throwing that in there. I didn't even tell everybody how you jammed on the brakes and said, holy, jams on the brakes, Ron, out of nowhere, and just makes this right-hand turn. And it's not even the street I live on.
Wait, no, but let me be fair.
This is what he does. He cuts in, and all of a sudden he's got to get his word in.
Nowhere.
And he goes, oh, I thought this was the street I was supposed to turn. I'm like, you've taken this ride how many times? Okay, tell me I didn't see what I saw.
All you pinies out there in Pineland, all those streets look the same.
You were looking at the GPS, but I don't even know why the hell you're using the GPS.
I saw an arrow, and I thought it was supposed to turn. It was the wrong street.
Yeah, that's it. And you jammed on the brakes and took the turn, like on 2 wheels. Well, you can't take it on 2 wheels because you're only doing 20 miles an hour.
To make it easy for all my fans out there to understand.
All right, so Ron,
I believe 100% that machine can do that. I've heard nothing but good things. I have never said anything bad about it, except the whole Bluetooth thing is useless. Other than that, it's a good machine.
believe what I
Well,
told
isn't
you.
that the
The
machine
bottom
can't
line is,
talk
you're
to
not
the
saying
car?
you believe me.
See how
You
he
don't
doesn't
believe
talk
me.
to her because he
You're
doesn't
not
know
taking my word for it. You don't believe me.
because the CTX 3030 is very, very capable of that depth.
I
have done
love the
that
CTX.
depth
Hold on.
a lot.
There ain't nobody out there that love the CTX more than me. Okay, I love the CTX. It's
Maybe
a
if
great
you learned
machine.
how to use it the right way, you'd love it more.
You know what? Well, then the only one that taught me how to use it was you. So how do you like that, sucker?
I'm blaming Kropsky for that.
But the Krusty didn't teach me how to use a CTX, but you know what? He's going to teach me how to use
Ed,
the Deus too. How do you like that,
Ed
sucker?
has one.
And I'm going to tell
Ed
him
has
not
a
to
Deus.
show you anything.
Yeah,
How's
but I'm
that?
getting the Deus too. I'm getting.
How's
That's
that?
the thing. Oh, you always want to hate on it, but I'm getting the Deus too.
Listen, so Ronnie, give us your. Now, us two idiots are going to try and be quiet because I'm going to put that out there that we're just idiots. And tell us, give us your,
Don't lump me in with that group.
you're the king of the idiots.
Okay. Now you have to understand, this was my first day with the machine. So there's a lot of learning that I had to do. The
Yeah.
sounds are different.
Learn how people do.
It has an iron check. So, there's a lot of things that I'm not really used to with the machines that I have been working with in the past. But I will say I was very impressed by the first time out, not knowing anything about it. And it's just
Nodding your head at
like,
me, Steve.
Huh?
Listen, I got to test the first version of the Deus. And I said then what I say now. Good machine. I have never talked crap on a Deus product. I have talked crap on the Deus peripherals. I don't see the point in them. But the machines are good machines. I firmly believe Ronnie dug a coin at 18 inches, and I firmly believe that you did something wrong on the CTX, and that's why I wasn't picking it up. How do you not hit? How does the CTX 3030 not hit a $10?
Hey, do you remember that guy? You remember that guy at the Florida Hunt? Listen, you just like getting me fired up. Oh my God, that's some funny shit.
I firmly believe what I say.
Yeah, but listen, but it did. It got rave reviews by a lot of people.
But I'm not saying it didn't. I know it's a good machine. I know it.
Hold on.
I don't doubt
Hold
Ronnie
on.
even a little bit.
This is first off, Detective America. This is what I talk about. I'm not even talking to you, number one. And
You're looking
cut
right at
me off with you cut me off with your screaming and hollering. This, Detective America friends, is why I want to quit the show. So no, seriously. Listen, a lot of people were giving it rave reviews, and now we're starting to get to look at it and see the substantialness of what maybe they were saying.
I don't think. I think it's a way step above the original Deus. I'm not even sure the two are comparable.
Yeah, I'm sure they're not, because the latest version of Deus is comparable. Even the regular Deus today isn't as good as the old Deus. I mean, it's better than the old Deus.
Which is a surprise to me because a lot of times, let's face it, I kind of expected a kind of, the old machine in a waterproof environment. So that's a plus that people are getting that type of benefit out of this.
Yeah, it's a very unique machine. But also what comes with good quality machines, the competition is on their toes now.
Sure,
so we're starting to hear chatter about MindLab coming out with something new because they probably had something in the works and they've been waiting.
And I hear that machine digs pesos at a foot at 3 feet, Steve. I'm telling you. That's what I heard.
In Mexico, maybe.
Listen, I absolutely positively believe that it's a good machine. I believe that Ronnie hit that coin. But there has to be circumstances why a machine that routinely hits targets, small targets at 20 inches, didn't pick up your peso.
Okay, so were you not there the one day? How do I put this? Were you not there one day when I had targets in the ground that I wasn't finding with my machine, we'll say? and we put a target, and it's go, and there's nothing.
Okay, but here you go. And this is the
It
perfect,
happens.
perfect point. Perfect point. What's the common denominator of the two situations? You operating the machine.
You know, I'm gonna go ape shit on this show in a minute.
Yes,
I'm gonna-
and we told that story on the air. We buried targets to test the Vanquish. Steve had
No.
buried. I thought you were talking about when I had to go find your targets with the Vanquish because you couldn't find them with the Equinox.
Shut the hell up! No, that never. Oh my God, that never happened.
Right?
So when we-
He couldn't find them, and we tied strings to him.
You know what, Ron?
No,
Yeah,
I
we'll
don't know
put that.
what you're talking about then.
Ron's out of here. We're out of here. You're on your own, dude. It's the Frank show.
What other time are you talking about?
You know what? I'll explain later. But if you were the only one on the show, you'd probably still argue with yourself.
If I could figure out how to do it.
You do it all the time. What the hell is he doing now? You know, Ron, we're doing a show. Are you looking for that peso in there?
I am looking for that peso. I can't find it.
This is what I put up with. It's like the Shady Acres rest home around here.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, it's incredible. In the middle of the show, they get up. In the middle of the show. What was I saying? So no, you listen, I was impressed. I'm just saying, I think you'll be impressed when you see this.
I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will.
And it was just, you know, I'm not a depth guy, man. I never like when they come out with these new coils and they go, oh, it goes deeper. It goes deeper. I did, yes.
You're telling me that CTX didn't pick up that size coin.
Ron, you saw it, didn't you?
Ron,
Yeah.
be honest now. What was
Yeah.
he doing wrong? Because I know you know.
I didn't look at his machine. What I basically did was I would get a signal, and I knew it was deep because the signal wasn't a screamer. If you got something that's 6 inches, 8 inches, you literally almost blow your ears out. You got to lower the volume. So when you get a normal signal, it's deep.
Right.
And the ID numbers won't come up because it can't identify it. So that's how we know it's even deeper. So when we come back for the pinpoint, it's a faint signal. You know, if it was closer to the top, you'd come back like,
Yeah.
but you're coming back and it's
got a good package of frequencies on it that's penetrating that
correctly. And like I say, there were what I did is we walked close together, and when I would get a signal, I would say, Steve, come over here, run your machine. He would run it. He don't hear nothing. I'd hand him my headphones, and I'd swing over, and he would hear the signel.
And Ronnie would grab
again,
Steve's
I wasn't
machine
looking
and
at how
turn it right side up, right? You grab Steve's machine and turn it right side up so it was on the coil was down. I got you. I understand.
But all in all, I got to say, never using a Deus before, I was impressed. And will it get better as I learn the machine? Oh, obviously. Sure. I mean, it was my first day out, so yeah, I was impressed.
Hopefully, because from what I've heard, it's a very intricate, I'm going to use the word scientific machine where you can really get very far into this machine, and if you can, I'm going to use the words tame the beast, necessarily learn what are good targets and what aren't to start digging, you can not. I mean, we were digging so much we were tired.
Yeah, and it was hot.
So maybe you can start to learn to do the, I guess I'll call it the self-discriminate, or from learning the machine on what to dig and what not to dig, and you can become good.
Yeah, it does have it's kind of like an iron check on the left part of the screen. If it's within that 12-inch range,
but it was your first day,
come up and show a ferrous.
Yeah.
If it's non-ferrous, the bar will come up on the other side, because the problem is, on small stuff, 2, 3, 4, 5, the machine hits on that stuff like it's a coin.
Right.
But it's very small pieces of wire. So if it comes up on the ferrous side, it's wire. You just walk by it. So that's all part of the learning curve. It's going to take some time.
Listen, nothing's ever going to stop me from using my CTX in the dirt. Okay.
No, well,
Well, we
that's
haven't taken the Deus to the dirt yet.
I know, but I just the CTX. I don't know. That's just part of me. But on the beach, where I've been using the Knox, and on Sunday I had to use the CTX because, of course, I broke the ears off my Knox on the coil. You know, a good beach machine. Could I change my beach machine? It's possible.
yeah. I mean, listen,
Possible.
you gotta use what works. Again, I mean, and
I-
they're not really touting that as a dirt machine. I'm curious to see what it does with and obviously it's a lower wattage machine. It's not putting the same juice in, but if it's penetrating, it's penetrating. I'd like to see what it does in the dirt too.
Yeah.
But if it works
So,
better on the beach, I got no problem using the machine that works better on the beach.
Ron, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What is your opinion on the shaft? Because I had someone tell me they were not happy with the way the shaft gives or bends when they're using it in the water.
Well, honestly, they use it looks like maybe an ABS or plastic, which just doesn't hold up. They need to make a carbon fiber.
So you're saying go aftermarket?
Yeah, I think Anderson makes a carbon fiber for that detector. But
Yes,
I mean,
I heard they do.
it's solid, but it's not. You know, I don't like the feel. You know what I mean? I do feel something a little play in it.
I like the carbon fiber shaft I have on the Equinox. The shaft that was on the Equinox is not very good. But
Well, that's the same thing with the original Legend shaft and what they put on it from the Simplex to the Legend. The carbon fiber makes a big difference.
now I got another question. Okay, and this goes back to what Frank says, and yeah, it's the weird thing about the Deus is it all works Bluetooth. Okay, now you know me, I like to walk out in the water, but my question is this: first off, can you have to hook something else up if you're going to use it underwater completely, or what do you got to do here? I don't explain that to us.
Hang on, I'm answering a message that somebody sent here.
Well, tell the message to wait because you're on a goddamn show. For God's sakes!
This could convert to a day of sale. So
Yeah, I knew that. Of course, God forbid we do a show. We got a sale going online.
Hey,
So
that's what I'm in business for, bud.
But what I understand is that the coil communicates with the box through Bluetooth, and then the box communicates with the headphones through Bluetooth.
Right.
Now we know we're coming out with the waterproof headphones. So the waterproof headphones will work, but can the coil go underwater without doing something different to the Deus is what I'm trying to understand.
Well, you have to put, like, I had the antenna hooked up on it. You saw that white wire?
Yeah, so that comes with it?
Yeah, that comes with it. Yeah.
All right, so does that plug into the head?
Yeah, it actually it wraps around the shaft. It comes up to the control box.
Okay.
And then it clips onto the very top. And that transmits the signal from the coil through the wire right into the box.
Yeah.
And this has been my issue with Deus since Deus 1, especially with Deus 2. Obviously, it's a dive machine. It can go deep. Why the Bluetooth? Why?
I agree. I don't know the engineering aspects of it, but whatever the engineering aspects of it are, they got it right.
You had the wire connected to get it right.
Well, I understand that, but it worked. It did what it was supposed to do.
Yeah, no, I get it. You tether it, and it's gonna work.
Now, if you're in a field, you don't need that transmission cable. So again, we won't really know till we get it out in the field, but that's not now. Summer's almost over. When it starts to cool down, then we'll run it through its paces. I have a funny feeling I'm bringing it with me to Florida at that hunt, and we'll,
Yeah.
we'll be able to put it to the paces in a real environment.
I agree, 100%.
Might not be a bad idea because that's a seated hunt also. So that's a good way to start getting a feel for a new machine is to bring it to a seated hunt with all different.
I think he's more concerned with the unseated portion.
Well,
Yeah.
do that too. But I'm saying a good seated hunt will give you different.
Well, that's how
signals.
that's how you learn your tones and shit. Sure.
So I mean, I don't know. I just
I know where Ronnie's going with that whole story. I get it.
Now, what do you
Thanks.
mean? Why don't you tell us?
You won't let him.
Damn right, I ain't let nobody. So, all right, Frank, come on, dude. We were out hunting. How great was it to see Brian Monroe having as much fun?
He's just kicking it with
Dude,
that legend, man. Oh my
It's
god.
not that. It's not that. It's the fun the guy is having. Metal.
Yeah, no, but from his mouth, he's having more fun now than he was with the CTX because he's finding he's kicking our ass on that beach.
I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about machines. I'm talking about him getting the enjoyment out of the hobby.
I'm glad he's finding it because it makes him happy.
I'm so glad that he's happy because he's an awesome guy, and he deserves.
I heard a couple times. I heard Frank, and I look up and he's like a half a mile away.
Oh, dude, yeah, he was way down the beach. Dude, I'm on the beach. So I look up and he's got his scoop and his machine in the air. He's like, yeah, screaming, yeah, right. And I'm like, all right, well, maybe he found gold. Now I'm not running a quarter mile on the beach to get to him because no. So I finally get over. I'm like, did you find gold? Oh, look at this ring. Oh, and he found a silver ring. And he's like, oh, I found a ring.
Beautiful.
So
Beautiful rings too.
yeah, but by the end of the day, he had a nice gold earring.
Yep.
That was no chintzy earring too. So
No,
it
that was an
paid.
expensive earring.
Now
Beautiful. The silver ring. Was the Pandora. That sells for bucks. That was a nice one. The other ring he got was beautiful too. And I joined the 1 gram club.
Yeah, you found a gold ring, and I might have found gold, but I'm starting to become like Frank. I keep losing my finds. I lost an earring from the back of Frank's truck to the passenger side of the vehicle. Somehow I lost it, and we couldn't find it.
And you know what? You see those square diamond earrings all the time, and you can look at it, you can tell when they're fake. When you looked at that one, it didn't look fake.
I know we weren't sure, and I lost it.
It looked real.
I'm like, I just feel like I'm becoming Frank in the worst
Ronnie,
way.
He's got him clinched in his hand. He jumps in my truck and he goes, ha! He throws it down on my console and he lays it down. The earring's missing.
Earring's missing, and it was gone.
We were climbing under the truck. I was climbing under the seat.
I guess it was just destined to be lost. But, folks, listen. It's not just me, and I feel bad too because I'm inviting Ronnie all the way down from North Jersey, and I'm bringing him to these beaches, and we're not finding anything.
And even Brian's been having great success out on the beach past couple of weeks we've been out, and he's hitting everything in the dry.
He's all up in the dry. Okay, now we know the difference between the dry and the wet, but listen,
where's the wet?
I was in the dry Sunday and didn't find crap.
Because you don't know how to use that machine. I keep telling you. It's why it's not picking up a peso.
Listen, we need to go back to the shows where we're doing them side by side because I would be kicking your ass right now.
I had gone to Atlantic City before I went to your house, Steve. And I mean, there was targets all over there. And in the dry sand, I was picking up quarters all over the place.
In the dry.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, not just a few. I'm talking about a lot. I mean, there was a lot of money out there.
Ronnie, we were down there, and I wasn't even in the wet. I was walking mid slope in the wet pack, and I must have walked 4 blocks before I got my first coin.
Nothing
down low. There's just nothing down there,
Nothing.
except the one little tiny gold ring was down low. That was the only low target I pulled.
The targets I got, the jewelry I got was in the water. I went down and I was about maybe knee deep, Frank, right?
Yeah.
And it was low tide, so I was.
And there was a trench there too.
Yeah, and I got 3 two pieces of junk and that earring, man, but I'm on this beach. I'm not finding there's not as many coins in the wet as there used to be. I just don't get it.
I mean,
don't get it.
overall targets at where the beaches that we go aren't like we used to
But
hit.
the day I went with Frank, all right. So the day I went with Frank, we did a portion of the same beach I brought Ron to the next day. The first day was just me and Frank. I found a silver chain,
Yeah.
a sterling silver stud earring, which is going to be a fake diamond. We realized that. I found a tungsten carbide ring. I found a bunch of jewelry in the wet.
I got the big silver ring and I got that junk little pink thing.
Oh, and then I got that big gaudy bracelet that was funny.
Yeah.
But then I took Ronnie so the next day we took Brian down a couple blocks north of where we were. We had that day. And the day after, I take Ronnie a couple blocks away from where we were. So 3 sections of the beach, all 1, 2, 3, all in a row. And the day before we took Ronnie, I said, Frank, nothing but asses and elbows on that beach. They're in the water. There was a lot of people in the water. The water temperature is great.
Beautiful.
And me and Ronnie get to this beach and we are finding nothing. Nothing.
To be fair, too, even Brian at the trip to Atlantic City that day, he cleaned up that day, too. He pulled 4 rings out of the ground that day.
And I got to tell you something. I talked to somebody who went to that same beach that me and Ronnie were on, and even he said there was nothing down low. He started just messing around in the dry.
I don't get it.
So then I take Ronnie to a whole different town, and it was just as freaking bad. Just as bad.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's a head scratcher for sure.
And I'm not denying that. I will not deny that I suck, but you can't be telling me how I run a machine and don't run a machine, you dickhead, because you set the machine up for me. And you taught me how to use it.
I don't know.
So you can't be throwing them stones. And pretty soon you're going to be throwing them stones from Florida.
I got a good arm.
So, but no, I'm still having fun.
It's always fun, but you know what? Even days we go out there, we pull 20 junk targets. It's nice to be pulling those targets. When I'm not even pulling clad down low.
I know, I get bored. Did I tell you what happened to me and Ron coming off the beach the other day?
No, what happened?
Oh my God, dude! The heat got to me. It was hotter than I really thought, and I hadn't drank any water. I forgot to bring water, and I was just like, I'm getting off the beach. So I left Ron like 3 miles behind me as I went off the beach. But I needed something to drink, and I got in my car. I started the air, and I parked it up by the entrance to the beach where Ronnie was coming off. And this guy comes off the beach, and he's right there in his condo. And I got out. I go, sir. I go, can I just borrow your hose? And he's like, why? I'm like, man, the heat got me. The heat got me good. He's like, oh, okay, you can use the hose. He goes, so the guy comes out with a nice cold water, and we were talking. Real nice guy. Ronnie comes off the beach. The guy gives him a cold water. We sat there and talked for the longest time. He turned out to be a real nice guy. But the heat got me.
It was brutal because you don't really realize it when you're out there. You're plugging along, you're just concentrating, and then next thing you know, you got to turn around and head back to your car, and it's like every step.
Oh, and I walked far. I went about 8 blocks one direction and eight good blocks back. I mean, that's a good,
Yeah, you did some walking the past few days. We went out.
Oh, all 3 days. I was out Friday with you, Saturday with you, and Sunday with Ron.
We definitely put some walk. I know my calves were screaming.
Well, I got nothing to show for it. Like I said, I don't care. But I feel bad because I'm inviting Ronnie down, and I would like to be able to put him on stuff, and it's not happening.
Well, yeah, it's out there. You just got to go over it. Like I was saying, especially with the situation with the Deus, that thing's hitting stuff deep. If it's there, and it happened to be a penny, it happened to be a pull tab, but it could have been a gold ring, 18 to 20 inches.
Yeah, but you know what's going to happen is eventually we're going to have a storm,
taking a lot of it away,
and that thing could be beneficial.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's rings out there. There's
stuff out.
The last 3 times we were out, Total. Brian Monroe pulled like 11 rings.
Good. He
I mean,
deserves
Is he showing you guys up or something?
Seriously, he is, man.
First off, I don't care if he shows us up because I'm better when other people are finding. I'm like I said, I'm just as happy for him, unless it's Frank. But I'm glad that he went and had a good time. That's all that matters to me.
All I want to say is, hey, Brian, why did you take me detecting with you? Because these guys are killing me over here.
Hey,
Oh,
Ronnie,
that's kidding.
Ronnie, so
What the hell?
talking to Brian showed me his ring. I'm talking to Brian. He goes, yeah, because I kind of been sitting back. I want to see how you work the shoreline. I like, why? You got four
Yeah,
rings.
you got all the
Why are you
rings.
watching me?
Yeah,
It's incredible.
Yeah, I'll show you how to walk the shoreline and find nothing.
now Brian's giving a lot of credit to that new legend
Yeah,
because that's what he's using.
listen. I would have been using the legend that last day out, but I couldn't find my.
He started out with it. He wanted to use it. Yeah, he wanted to use it.
I couldn't hear with the surf. I couldn't hear, so
Yeah.
I had to get back and get the seat.
Yeah, you can't use a machine without headphones on the beach.
Not that close to the surf. Not a chance.
No. So then I saw him walking off the beach. I'm like, ha 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 ha.
I'm so mad. I can see I was hitting targets. I'm like, I can't hear it. Brian's like, you want my headphones? No, I'm not gonna take your headphones so you can't find anything. I'll go back and get another machine.
I tell you what, did you ever watch the show Cheers, Ron?
Yes.
When Norm would walk in the bar, everybody goes, Norm, right? Well,
Yes.
Frank was a little bit behind me coming onto the beach. So I quickly ran into the public restroom and used it. Well, as I come out, Frank's going in. And all I heard was, Frank, yo, Frank. Everybody, hey, Frank. I'm like, what? I just walked away.
I make friends wherever I go. I just happen to make more of them in the men's room. What can I tell you?
But you know what? You can always tell when Frank's in the public men's room because he's got 4 feet when he's in the stall. I don't know what he's doing. You see
it hasn't been that good of a season. I haven't gotten any season passes this year.
Oh, I got one. I told you I found one.
I know you did. I got a pass that expired the day before I was there.
Oh, what day pass?
Yeah,
No,
I got a Sunday pass. No, I expired that day. Yeah, I had a pass for that day.
I got seasonal. And I wanted Elaine and Rich to come with us on Sunday. I had asked them, but they blew us off.
I'm sure they had a car show, or she was in a dance line of some sort.
So now you went to see Shelly and Dawn yesterday, huh?
I did.
I heard
this was a long time coming. Yeah.
I heard you had a nice meal.
Shelly, listen, you know what? Tell people she made meatloaf, and she's like, oh, meatloaf. It's an everyday diner food. Ronnie, I'm going to give you credit. No. That's what most people think about meatloaf.
I love meatloaf.
Shelly made her meatloaf out of Ronnie's meatball recipe.
Hey, that's not to be given too lightly. No, I was told.
Oh my God, it was amazing. And then she made this glaze over the top with something or other, and it was.
But do you know?
And Shelly's mashed potatoes are outstanding. By the
way, when I asked Ronnie for his meatball recipe, he goes, "Listen, don't be giving this to people." And I'm like, "Okay."
Let me tell you why she did it justice with that meatloaf. It was amazing.
I can see that working for it too.
I think we need to call it meatball loaf.
Yeah. Oh, it was fantastic.
But you also went up there with a mission.
So we've been up to Shelly and Dawn several times, and I'm not going to say anything that they haven't already said, because Shelly's got a video coming out that you're going to have to watch.
Right.
But in the little area where Shelly and Dawn live, there's a conservation easement goes around all the properties, and in this easement they came across a headstone. They came across it years ago. And it's a young boy, and
because it's labeled, it says it on the headstone.
His name is Daniel Jones. It's got his date of birth, his date of death, his name of his mom and dad, all that stuff. And the question always was, there was nothing else around, which is odd. As many of these as I've done over the years, it's very odd first of all, it's very odd to see just one headstone. Even if it was a family plot, there should be more. And it's extremely odd to have a child's headstone that big. They just didn't do that then. And the question always was, well, did somebody, when they were doing all the construction, did somebody just happen to plant that there and they found it and planted it? Or is it, so I went up to run radar on it and to see if it was an active grave or if it wasn't. And it was. It was. Daniel is there.
How do you have an active grave?
A grave that's not empty.
But it's active.
It's active. It's acting as a grave.
It is.
Yes.
Active to me makes it sound like it's moving.
But there's more to that story. And the story behind this is actually pretty amazing, guys. And Shelly's got a video coming out.
Yeah. Hopefully, you think they'll show it Thursday?
We'll post it everywhere because it's pretty cool.
You think they'll show it Thursday? Cool. You think they'll show it Thursday on their show?
I think she said she wants to have it done by then. I can't remember when she said she's going to try and have it done.
Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting and it's nice.
But I'll show you. I wanted to show you. Here's the headstone. Actually, it's not a headstone; it's a footstone, which is what I expected.
Well, what do you mean? How do you know it's a footstone?
Because in certain time periods, when you have children, their bodies were generally buried behind the stone, not in front of it. And then the elders who would usually be buried behind them would be buried in front of it. Sometimes 1840s back, it was more common to have people buried behind the headstone as opposed to in front of the headstone. The headstones were almost the marker of their plot, and everything was buried to the inside of it.
So can you tell which direction the body's facing when you do that?
Yes.
Oh, you can. Okay.
So that's all part of the thing. I mean, it's not a magic box. You know, you got to go into using the radar with some kind of idea of what you're looking for, and then you try to fit the criteria to what you're seeing in the ground. And I actually told Shelly and Dawn what I expected to see, because a small child probably would not be buried in a coffin. It was probably just wrapped. And generally, when you're under the age of 5, under the age of 6, the bones don't necessarily last as long. They're not calcified yet. So I told her what I expected to see. I expected to see this milky kind of shadows, because as the body deteriorates away, it kind of mixes with whatever it was wrapped in and mixes with bodily fluids and all, and it kind of gives you this dull blur. And I told her, I said, we're probably looking at 4 feet to 5 feet. I said, if he's at 6 feet, we know he died like yellow fever or cholera or something, because they didn't really bury him at 6 feet unless they were ill. And he was buried at about 4.5 feet. So
I don't get it. Do they really I'm sorry, if this was just a family, like mom and dad going, all right, we got to go bury our kid. Do they really measure how deep they're doing?
Well, that's the thing. No, they don't. They don't measure. So I've come across family plots where it was literally like 2.5 feet deep.
Yeah.
But if it was from a pandemic, they were extremely diligent about it, and it was 6 foot.
They were worried.
They come up with the idea and that's where we get the 6 foot burial today, because they believed back then that with yellow fever, with cholera, with plague, that this stuff could seep out of the ground.
Yeah.
So they determined that 6 foot was. So if it's in this early time period where they really didn't measure and you see a 6 foot grave, know that it died of something.
And there's no preparation on the body.
Not really, no. And even with smaller children, they really didn't even they didn't really put them in caskets. They did occasionally, but as a rule, they didn't. They wrapped them in a cloth of some sort. And he was. I could pinpoint exactly how big he was. You know, the grave was about 3.5 feet wide, long. It was about 2 feet wide, and it was right there, about 4.5 feet.
I know we had talked about it, and you said it's possible there were other bodies there, but it
would surprise me if there wasn't.
Right. Now, I also think that maybe it's not uncommon that it's only the one, because he died so young, and maybe they said, we want to keep him close to us, as compared to.
It's very common to have family plots where everyone would be buried. What's uncommon, what actually shocked me about this whole thing, is the size of the stone. Because children, listen, it was a different time. children didn't get that kind of post-mortem respect that elders did. The elders had the bigger stone, and if the wife had a separate stone, hers was smaller than the husband's, and the child's were usually no more than little nubs or just flat plates. To see a stone this big for a 4-year-old child says something. Whether it was just like an extraordinarily painful for the family, they had it. They went all out and did this major dedication and remembered to the child, and maybe that's why he's alone and with this gigantic stone. Or the rest of the graves are just not there, or missing, or
maybe. How do we know at the time it wasn't something that was kept? How do we put it? Since a stone is so big, maybe they kept it a lot nicer. That thing's been there, what, 200 years or so?
1842 was his death.
So 150 years, but maybe 150 years ago, the terrain was kept a lot better, and maybe they decorated it and had all flowers around it at all times.
I'm sure because even one of the things that can throw you off doing something like this is roots from older trees. They're not going to block what you see, but if the root is big enough and has been there long enough, it can look a lot like a child's remains because of that.
Right.
It gets that. But there really wasn't, even the trees that were around it, there really wasn't any root, kind of invading this space. It was absolutely in situ. He was perfect dimensions. He was in the perfect position. Right.
And it wasn't put close to a tree either. That there's, sometimes they bury them under.
Trees had come up later, but they weren't. Nothing had really penetrated that space and really made it impossible to see. It was actually fairly easy. It was hard to maneuver. We didn't have a lot of room, but it was easy to see that he was down there.
And well, from land deeds, can't they kind of get an idea who the family was, the property?
We can't trade. Shelley knows that there was a farm. But again, I don't know what Shelley and Dawn are putting in the video, so I don't want to go into too much detail. But research on these people is like next to impossible. I haven't been able to find anything, but we know that there was a home in the area. Yeah, I'm sure Shelley and Dawn are going to go into a lot more detail about it.
Well, like I said, I think it's nice that you did that.
Well, it's something I wanted to do because any opportunity I can to put some kind of closure on a gravesite, like especially these ones that have been encroached on by the woods or they're lost to time. And God bless her. Dawn maintains that site.
I was going to say it's still getting the respect
absolutely
that it deserves, and it's interesting. It really is interesting. It's a great thing that they do that.
Yeah, I mean, I really, really wanted to go up there and check that before I moved, and I'm really, really happy that they invited me up to do it. It was awesome. It was just awesome.
Yeah. Did you give them their table back that you've had for 6 months?
I did. Ron, did you give them the tent back that I gave you?
Did they? I think they came and picked it up.
Okay. Because Dawn had asked me, "Do you have our tent?" I said, "I sent you a text. And I dropped it at Ronnie's like 6 months ago."
All right, listen, we got some giveaways we're doing.
I gotta check. I don't think I have it here. No, it's got.
You might have. I don't even know.
It appears that Frank's cleaning out his house because he's moving.
I am packing out the house. I'm finding stuff here. So we're gonna do a couple giveaways. First giveaway is compliments of our buddy Ronnie. I got a set of 4 or 5
steel
pennies.
Ooh.
We've got a trifecta, and I dug this out. This may have been mine. I don't remember, but
there you go.
We got a snakeskin, and I believe it's for an equinox, which means it probably will fit
simplex.
The simplex, right?
Okay. So if you haven't liked our broadcast, which I'm sure you don't.
What Steve means is you haven't clicked the like button because nobody likes a broadcast.
You have to hit the like button. I apologize. That's the only way we do the giveaways. Because trust me, if there was an unlike button, I would tell you to hit the unlike button. Which is pretty funny. So hit the like button now. I'm going to get the names in about 3 seconds after I curse Frank out a little more. So what's on the agenda? What do we got? Listen, let's not forget our fellow broadcasters, Josh Kimmel, along with Chuck Smalley, two great guys. Beyond Sight and Sound, Sunday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Shelly and Dawn on Thursday at 8 p.m.
Audra on Tuesday at 7.
Jersey History Hunters. Let's not forget our sponsor, Ron DeGhetto at The Gold Digger Metal Detectors. Call them anytime for a sale. Call them Monday night at 8:30.
About 8 o'clock.
8:15.
Yeah, call them at 8 o'clock because they'll just need to answer the phone. Yeah,
John, the question: does the snake skin for the Simplex fit the Legend?
Try it,
yeah, I believe it's the same one. Yep.
Okay.
So
Gotta have that thin connector.
Yeah.
Let's realize Ronnie will do anything for a sale.
Almost anything. I'm
Yeah,
not
I'm
like Frank.
I don't know. I heard about you in your younger days.
It's okay. I'm only doing my weekly broadcast on Detect America, but we'll take your call right now.
All right, load up that list, Steve, while I go get something to drink.
Yeah, you're getting something to drink, right? That's why we hear the flush when you're done. So it's pretty funny because Ronnie goes, "Yeah, I'm going to close up the shop Saturday early. After my appointment, I'm going to close up." And he calls me like an hour and goes, "Yeah, I got another call and another sale, and I'm going to be leaving soon." But I was able to get him out of the house to get down the shore. So,
and I do appreciate that. It's nice to get out.
We have fun. We had a good time.
Yeah. Yep.
We after we got done detecting us, we went out early in the morning. We went out like 7 o'clock. We're on our way. We're coming off the beach, and I go, Ron. I go, got an idea. Let's get a pizza and sit by the pool for the afternoon.
Now, was that your appetizer, Steve, or was that dinner?
Yeah, actually, it was his appetizer, right, Steve?
Oh, you know what I wanted to ask you, Steve?
What?
How was that sub that your wife had brought down?
Why don't you ask her? She's probably watching the show. Yeah, I got back that day and I said to her, I go, she's at the pool, and I walked up and I go, man, I can't wait to have that sub for lunch. And she just looked at me and she's like, you idiot, knock it off. So, all right,
He was very excited, looking forward to having that sub.
But we had a nice pizza by the pool.
Yep.
Ronnie got to meet some special friends of mine.
Yeah.
It was funny because there's this person at my pool who reminds me of someone that me and Ronnie both know. And I said, to him, I said, Ron, I said, I want you to meet this person and just tell me what you think. And before they got to the pool, my wife told Ronnie
Bill the beans.
the correlation. I'm like, why'd you do that? You know, she ruined it.
She didn't know.
But then the person shows up and Ronnie's like, oh, yeah, I see it. We were laughing.
Yeah.
So we are going to do the giveaways, and I'm going to bed because I'm tired.
Yeah, I gotta fill some orders.
I got to finish sweeping up a little bit. I got a appraiser coming tomorrow.
So, all right. So we'll give a quick update on your Florida or bust story.
Everybody just crossed their fingers because I hopefully close on the 7th of September.
So Frank was accepted into the Shady Lane Senior Housing. Now, is that officially assisted living or nursing facility?
Assisted living. It's a gated community.
Your ass. That's assisted living.
Listen,
I have to ask, are you changing parties when you're moving down south?
Is he what? Oh, well, yeah. Well, guess what?
Put it this way. I picked out the colors for my house. I'm painting my house dark blue, bright white trim, and a red door.
So
All I can say is this.
I'm going to blend.
Trust me. If you don't change your ways when you get down there, I'm going to call all the neighbors and let them know.
I ain't changing nothing. First of all, I already changed my affiliation to nothing.
Well, you better change it back because
I'm unhappy all the way around, guys.
they're going to find you lynched to a tree down there. So no, so house is sold, right? House is on the way out,
House is under contract. Yes.
under contract. The
I'm not going to say it's sold until I see the check.
well, that and the house that you're buying has been
I close on that. I close here on the 9th. On the 7th, I close there on the 9th.
yeah. So did you have any no problems? I mean, it's all done, right?
As soon as the money changes hands, it'll be all done.
Yeah, but the approval down south in Florida is all good, right?
Yeah, they're processing my contracts as we speak.
Right, so I'm just adding the names: Owen Borden, Greg Muncie, and we got Lost Boys Recovery. I don't know who the Lost Boys is, but I'll put him in there because they're on the YouTube deal. Oh, what happened? What did I do here?
I don't know.
Something got all screwed up.
Jen, we wish your cat a good luck at the dentist tomorrow.
Jen,
So
do
now
you not know that I'm a cat surgeon? What?
oh my God! Now we're giving shout
Let me
outs.
tell you that story real quick.
Now we're giving shout outs to cats going to oral surgery.
I don't understand. I am a cat surgeon and nobody calls me.
All right, so we're gonna give away the steel pennies first. Steel,
Yes.
wheels of steel.
40
And
free steel.
regular Detective America rules apply. You're gonna have 1 minute once we call your name to claim your prize, and the first person is Cliff Clark. Has he ever won before? That name sounds familiar. Cliff
It does
Clark.
sound familiar.
Oh, we got Richard Clark, and we got a lot of Clarks.
Richard Clark is my partner in crime. He's hilarious. But Cliff Clark, you have 1 minute. Uno minito.
See, somebody says they don't think I ever told the cat surgery story.
Well, I think you should just.
I think you have. I've heard that sometimes. And believe me, you don't want to hear it.
Frank, Rocky Moore says he's coming back to Jersey.
Rocky's coming back. We will probably be crossing paths as we.
Cliff Clark, you be waved to each other as you.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll be harassing Rocky when I'm down there.
All right, so Cliff Clark, your time is dwindling. 10 seconds, Mr. Clark. Not Cliff Clavin Clark. So it says Cliff Clavin. So,
Joe Wells, whether the patient survived is not important.
none
It has nothing to do with anything.
All right, I gotta say, Mr. Clark, you are null and void. Your prize is null and void. It's been over a minute. I haven't seen your name, nor has Ron or Frank. So we're gonna choose a new winner for the custom steel pennies. All prizes tonight have been donated by thegolddigger.com. The next person is Patricia Chabot. Patricia Chabot, you now have 1 minute to claim your prize with Detect America. Patricia Chabot. Now they've won some prizes. I can't remember her husband's name. Rick? Is it Rick?
I met him in Illinois.
You did.
I did.
Oh, there's Richard Clark. Patricia Chabot, you're here. She wins the steel pennies. Rich Clark is, dude, he's my partner in crime when we go to the meetings.
Rich.
He comes to the South Jersey meeting, and he just like makes me laugh the whole time. And my wife yells at me, "Stop talking, stop." I'm like, "But I'm talking to Rich." I'm like, we're having fun. Some funny stuff. All right, the next prize is the trifecta.
A trifecta.
I heard last meeting, Rich Clark told me last meeting that we got a 12-year-old kid who's a member in the club.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody gave him a couple coins for being
there.
No, that's
Yeah.
the last meeting, the one you missed. Remember
Ah,
the one you said you were going to,
hey, you missed it too.
and then didn't show. Well, but I said I wasn't going to be there. They were expecting you. All right, John Werner. John Werner, you now have 1 minute. John Werner, 1 minute to claim your prize. And yeah, so our local metal detecting group, we welcome this 12-year-old son. His mom brings him there. No, he's not allowed in the restroom with Frank at the same time. We make sure. Yeah, his name is Wyatt. All right, John Werner. Yeah, there you go. John Werner's here. So it's nice to have children. I don't want to say children, but younger members join the club, and he came to 2 meetings in a row, which means a lot.
Mhm.
He gained a lot of coins those 2 meetings too.
Oh man,
yeah.
we were throwing coins at the kid. I'm surprised he didn't come back the next meeting with like 8 of his friends. Dude,
Why?
you gotta go with me. We all get coins if we go. I mean, you'd be amazed. You go there and say you metal detect, and they give you silver coins. All right, last prize is a snake skin. And if John Brantley wins, I'm afraid of where he's going to be putting it. And I'm sure he'd have to send me a picture of it.
Next time he video calls you, he's only going to be wearing.
He is, dude. He is hilarious. Skip Prohochuk. I got to find out if he's going to the Florida Dig. We got to talk him into that. Skip Prohochuk. Skip Prohochuk, you now have 1 minute to claim your prize, which is a snakeskin. And please be here, Skip, because I want to go to bed. I want to finish calling Frank names and go to bed.
You'll be here too.
He's won some good prizes. I know he won an ugly box. And maybe something else. Oh my God. This show should be outlawed in 49 of the 50 states. I don't know.
I think it's outlawed in Russia and China.
Oh God. I tell people don't watch it. And what do? They watch it. Skip Prohochuk. Yeah, Mike, I'm waiting for October 8th. I can't wait for that hunt. Yeah, we are. Anyone, if you haven't heard, we are going to the Central Florida. Well, I don't know what it's called. We're going to the big hunt in Florida that Gary Penta's having.
In DeBarry.
So
Mark Hoover also. They're members
Mark
of that
Hoover,
club.
yeah. The Central, I don't remember. I had it on my screen and I don't know what the hell I did. All right, next person. Mr. Prohochuk, your name has been null and void. The next person to win the snakeskin is, thank God it's not John Brantley. JBP. Janine Patterson. JBP. Yeah. Oh, Jen Foreman, you're going to be there? Awesome. I can't wait to see Jen Foreman there. She can't wait to see me either.
Oh, she's just waiting.
Yeah, I heard she's got spotters looking for you.
It's the Sunshine Hunt with the Central Florida Metal Detecting Club. Oh, look, Celeste Rose will be there. Nice.
Of course she will.
Of course she will. Nice. I can't wait to see her.
JBP is here.
So, yeah, I can't wait to see Celeste. I want to ask her how everything's going, find out what's new in her life and everything else. Don't you have any interest, Frank?
Absolutely. I'm interested all the time.
All the time.
I'm even interested in what you have going on. Not really, but, I say I am.
Nice. It's interesting. So that's a show in a nutshell, folks. I hope we've been entertaining.
To say the least.
To say the least. You got my friend Ron, my friend Frank. We do what we do. We're not scripted. It's all what you get is real.
This was all scripted, especially the beginning.
Yeah. We wrote that down. Yeah, here. Let me read the script. Frank, you. But what else, Ronnie? What do you got going on at the shop? Let's go. Say goodnight and tell everybody about the 50% off sale you're having.
It's business as usual. I don't know. I just want a thought for you guys. September, Saturday, Sunday, and the 5th. That's the Labor Day weekend. Are we not going to do a show on the 5th for the Labor Day weekend since everybody's going to be out?
Wait,
I'm not gonna be
does
home.
Gary Penta have something coming out that day?
Yeah, Gary.
No, that's
I'm
October.
taking your
Oh,
call. No.
yeah.
No, I'm taking Labor Day off. Is that next week? No, that ain't next week.
No, that's the 5th. That's September.
Yeah, I'm
5th.
taking Labor Day weekend off.
Let's see, this weekend, right? Boom, boom. So it's the following. It's not this coming weekend. It's the
Yeah,
following.
no, Labor Day, September 5th, we are off.
We are off. Okay, so now I can plan a Monday.
You know, somebody made an appointment to come fix my furniture that day. I go, that's Labor Day. Change that date. No, you're not seeing me on Labor Day,
Okay.
even if Gary calls.
Even Gary goes.
What was that? Was that July 4th? We did a show?
Yes. Yes.
Because I went out and watched the fireworks afterwards.
I just got a text message came across. Apparently something new just came across my screen. It says, "You don't know me. I have some questions for you."
Ruh-roh.
What do you mean came across your screen? And how do you not know who it is? Is there a
Somebody-
name attached?
It says unknown number.
Oh, on your phone?
It's on my Google Chrome screen. I had no idea.
Oh yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you get them. You know, they want you to call them back, and
That's the Russian brides.
that
again.
that's who it is.
I'm
So
a dealer.
I would ignore that one, Frank.
I'm a dealer in Russian brides. I can get you a good deal.
All right.
I don't know why. This is the worst rated show on the internet, and there's been like 80 some people were watching this. I don't get it.
Well, hey, you know, some people just like to see our
We
faces.
had 96 at one point.
They're here to see you, Ron.
No, I don't think so.
They ain't here to see
I don't
me. They ain't here to see me, and they ain't here to see Frank. But even though he'll say they are, every one of them are here to watch him.
Hey, Frank, why don't you give Josh Gates a call and ask him if he want to do that a show on that great?
Oh, yeah, you're so close to him. Why don't you get him on our show?
Listen, I
Your
only
new buddy,
run very,
Josh.
very important stuff by him.
Your new,
I don't
your,
want to lose our friendship.
your new buddy Josh. Why you can't get him on the damn show, can you?
I told you I was talking to one of the producers about coming on the show. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm into because I got to check the schedule, all this." I said, "What about Josh?" He says, "No."
Was that the same producer that didn't even want you on the show?
He probably comes with a price tag.
That guy probably thought you were the landscaper, and they're like, "Sir, you got to leave. You
Well,
can't be on the
Josh,
show."
Josh does a podcast too. I'm sure it's only because he doesn't want to compete with us. I'm
Well,
sure
that's
why.
probably it. Yeah, he doesn't want
Does
his
he do it?
ratings
Does
to
he
drop.
do it Monday night at 8 p.m.? And you know what? Let me tell you something. Speaking of clowns,
Clowns.
I think KG and Ringy are in England right now, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. But they will be back, and I know they're going to be in Florida. So,
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to see them in Florida.
yeah, they're going to be in Florida.
Guess I get to hang out with them for the weekend. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Just keep your phone locked down.
Yeah, you know what?
They're
I ain't
good
bringing
guys,
it with
man.
me anymore.
I got some really strange pictures on my phone. Last,
I'm
You know
locking my
what?
phone in the truck.
I better not say that.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have like stunt phones in case they take it and I can run an electric shock through it or something.
There you go.
That would be funny. Set their asses up.
Yeah.
Well, that's it, folks. I gotta tell you what, I'm out of here because I had
I got.
I had it with that guy in the top box.
I got a couple more orders to fill. I'm gonna call it a night.
You work hard, dude.
Yeah, I don't. I enjoy it too much to call it work. That's the problem.
Your house seems really quiet tonight.
Well, the wife and her daughter, and once a year, her side of the family, they go up to Lake George this week every year.
At least that's where they tell you they're going.
You know what? I got the house to myself, so I don't care.
And you know, yeah, who cares, right?
I could, I could lay on the couch in my skivvies, nobody to bother me. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, well, I came home, the wife and the kids, the granddaughter got COVID from going to Florida. She tested positive last night, Ron. We came home, went to dinner. She was fine. This morning, she told me she tested positive in the middle of the night for COVID. So,
well, it's like I said, I got COVID when I was up in Alaska. And again, it was not even a mild case of a cold. I mean, literally, I coughed. I coughed for about 4 or 5 days. That was it.
It's your buddy. Hold on.
Oh, you chappers. Hi, Champer.
Where's my boy?
Attack these two, champ.
Hey, Champers.
Watch. When I have some fun, watch this. Oh, champ. Oh,
Look how he comes to you.
Oh God, his ball is in my back. Oh, you know what? Say Frank's an idiot.
He loves me.
All right, take us out of here, champ. Say good night, buddy. Good night,
Good night, Champer.
All right, now shut the hell up. I knew he wouldn't listen. I wasn't gonna listen. All right, sit down. All right, guys. Good night. Take us out of here, Frank. We're out of here. Say goodbye. Just hit the off button for God's sake.
Hey, everybody.
Thanks for watching.
Look, there's my dog's big fat ass on the screen.